Hey, this is Debra D.
We have Debra D in the house. Welcome to the
And
Basket
once
Case
you
podcast.
hear my new song coming out November 26th.
What's the name of it?
Going Off.
Going Off. Hey.
Going Off. Just in time for the holidays.
Yeah, because it's a good song. I want to hear it.
And you know, I think what it celebrates anybody who's been through a bad relationship and had heartbreak.
Uh-huh.
And always, the holidays are the worst. I mean, the absolute worst.
Yes.
You're just dreaded because somebody broke your heart. You don't have the other person to bring along, or you just don't fit in at somebody's house, whatever. I mean, and then the pandemic on top of it.
Oh
But
my
Going Off is like the last song on my new album that's coming out December 3rd.
Okay.
And what it is it's a celebration of here I am, fully me. I'm actualizing, and I believe I'm worthy of it. And now I'm going to put on my Jimmy Choos. I'm going to strut my Chanel, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to have a great time. So that's what Going Off is about. So happy holidays. It's officially starting now. So thank you, Samantha, for having me today.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you so much again for coming on. You are just an icon in your own right. You are a strong-minded businesswoman, and I look up to you. I think you're inspiring. That's why I hated to see people like tearing you down and, family, whatever, family members, people on in the line. You just don't deserve to be abused, and you should be celebrated. So I'm so happy.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And you know what I understand from going and talking to a lot of therapists for my family, right? Mm-hmm. Is that hurting people hurt others.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah. And what I'm trying to say back is loving people can love other people.
That's
so
right.
I want to love those people and let them know it's okay that you're hurting, but it's not okay to keep hurting. You owe it to yourself to be happy. And if somebody's hurting you and making you sad, hey, it's time for you to get a new program, right? I mean,
absolutely.
If somebody's in your life that's bad, or they, maybe you've told them, hey, don't do that. That bothers me. Or, hey, I don't like you disrespecting me. And if they can't get with your program and hear you, then you need to move to a different room. You know, just leave that behind, shut the door, and go to a better room where people celebrate you.
Seriously, life is too short. I don't think people realize it to be like disrespectful to someone who's in your family or just your friends. Like, you need to love and give love. That's like my main thing. Peace and love, not hate and hateful comments and nastiness.
I'm all about it.
Absolutely, Deb. I'm on your wavelength, girl. I'm on your wavelength.
I can tell, and I really appreciate how sweet you've been to me and supportive. So thank you very much for that.
You're more than welcome. You deserve it. I'm just like a kind-hearted person. I have anxiety disorder, so I've struggled with that since I'm a kid. And I've been through the ringer as a model and entertainer. And I'm a songwriter myself and a singer.
Oh, awesome.
So that's another thing we can connect on. And I love your music. I'm obsessed.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I just, now that you brought up my music, if you don't mind, I want to just tell you that there are 3 Grammy award-winning people that work on my music with me.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah. I mean, these are big deal people.
That's a big league.
Some of these people have won more than 1 Grammy. And so when people talk about auto-tune and they talk about bad lyrics, or they talk about whatever, thank you very much for listening, first and foremost. But, if you have nothing good to say and nothing good to contribute to the world, then okay, I'm sorry, but take that someplace else, because guess what? I'm a human being just like anybody else.
That's right.
And all of these people that contribute to my music and my music videos. I like to support other people, and we get creative. We get in a room, we put all of this together, and we celebrate it. I mean, this is like a big deal, you know?
It's a huge deal. It's a
It's a
huge
huge deal.
accomplishment. A
It's
huge,
an accomplishment. And we're writing things that speak to an experience that have been, you know, I've been through in my life, and everybody's been through heartbreak, and everybody's been left, and you know, and if you haven't, well, then get ready, because hey, it happens to everybody.
it's coming one
It's
way or another.
coming.
It doesn't matter
But,
what
you
age
know,
you are, whatever. It's coming.
exactly. But if you have a song that you can listen to and know that somebody else has been there,
Mhm.
and even though that may be the middle of the night, you have nobody to talk to on the phone, if you can listen to a song where somebody else is relating to your situation, somehow it's soothing and comforting, but also it gives you strength. And so I just want you to know that I appreciate all my fans. I appreciate those loving, beautiful people that go to my YouTube channel, share my music, and love all of these students that do the dancing. And these are also future entertainers and people who are doing their resumes and people who've worked really hard. And you know what? I celebrate those folks because to me, they're an inspiration. And we have a great time when we do these things together. And I would just ask everybody to please celebrate and help other people in their careers, and other women, men, I don't care, LGBTQ. I mean,
Yes.
that's a huge community for me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
very, very supportive of all of being able to empower people to be fully who they are.
That's incredible. We don't have enough people like that in the world. Honestly, like they just
No,
are very narrow-minded and closed-minded. And so I commend you for that. And I love your dancers in Bullets and Booze. I see you have like a
thank
group
you.
of kids and all different ages, and you just
Mhm.
incorporate them and help them out by giving them exposures. It's such just so
Yep.
nice to see your community of people. I wanted to
Thank
ask you, do you still work with Grant, who was on Being Debra?
Grant, I talked to him, but I have not worked with him in oh gosh, probably since we made Being Debra. I have
Okay.
not. Yeah. He's a great guy though, does a lot of good work in his community, and you know, he gives a lot of people a very good break. So I'm glad that I did work with him and his team, and he's got some amazing contacts. So he's a great guy.
Yeah, like you could tell he's a very like cool, soulful,
Mhm.
awesome dude. So I was just curious about that. Him and Loki in there getting the beats, and I loved Being Debra. I thought that was so
Oh,
cool.
thank you. Loki's really amazing too. You know, there's not a guy on that team that's not amazing in their own right. I mean, Fifth Child is amazing to me too. And I got to tell you, when I did the Being Deborah special, most people don't realize this, but Grant, Lonnie, all of the team there,
Mhm.
we had 48 hours from when I landed
Uh-huh.
to write, choreograph, produce, engineer Being Deborah. 48 hours.
48 hours. I think I would lose my mind trying to get it all together. I saw you like you brought in the guy that helped you write the song, right? Helped you get like the
Mhm.
song together. He's very
Yep.
talented, you could tell.
Yep.
And you made a
Even.
hit. What's his name?
Steven.
Even.
No, Steven.
I'm sorry,
They go by,
Steven.
yeah, they go by Fifth Child. Yeah. He's great. They're all great. But how many people can do an entire music, you know, from beginning to end, produce it, sing it, engineer it in 48 hours?
Not a lot of people, not even artists that have been doing this for like years and years and years can do that. So that's like a
That's,
huge accomplishment.
yeah, that's all we had. And I wish that you could have had some behind the scenes on that and people would know what we were up against.
Yeah.
And it was it was an incredible experience and we had a great time, but it was also very stressful.
Oh, I could imagine. And you had MTV there recording you on top of it. So it's like extra pressure. But the
Yeah.
music video is just iconic. The song is just iconic. And it's a song of like celebration. And it's like a reintroduction of you, which I thought was awesome because like you reinvented yourself
Mhm.
and you're a great musician and artist. And I love that about you, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I've had a lot of great friends from MTV who have been very supportive. And so I just want to say to all of them, shout out. You guys are amazing.
Shout out MTV, Deb supporters.
There we go.
Absolutely. That can't be easy. Having, your whole life filmed because you were on for so long, like 10 years, I want to say. Is that accurate?
10 years. Yeah.
That had to be hard, like shooting the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. It had to be difficult. How did you manage dealing with all that?
Well, this may sound a little bit offbeat and most people may not understand it, but because I am a believer in God and in the Bible, you pick up the Bible and you read it. There's a story about King David and his family and all their dysfunction. There's a story about Job and his family and what goes on there. But so to me, this is just an updated version of the world today, only it's not written down by apostles or scribes. We've got people out here like you, me, shooting and recording what's going on. And we wanted to do the program with MTV because I can remember very clearly in 1974 when I was in high school and I was a sophomore. Yeah, sophomore. A couple of my friends got pregnant and they were cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm.
And who was the bad person? Oh, those girls, they're nothing but sluts, they're whores, they're this, they're that. Well, what about the quarterback that got the girl pregnant?
Right.
And what about this guy over here?
Seriously.
And I remember they were shunned. People were whispering. I'm like, honest to God, I couldn't believe it. And then one of the families made them put the one girl had twins and they had to go up for adoption. I mean, it was just like, it was so horrible. So when we were faced with this in our life, we sit down and we had a meeting about it internally in our family. And
right.
I shared what I had been through. And I just felt like after taking 15 hours of women's studies over at the University of Nebraska, I just felt like it was a time to put an end to the persecution of women. When we get pregnant, it's also the guy that gets pregnant there, and he needs to say, hey, I got to step up. I shouldn't have been doing this. I made a mistake, whatever. But it shouldn't just society put it on the woman, and then abandon her. Yeah, right. And then abandon her, right?
Yeah.
And the kid. I mean, it's like, that's really ridiculous.
It absolutely is. I'm sorry, but like, that's why I thought the show was so polarizing and raw and real, like, especially the early seasons, like you guys showed everything. And that takes courage, and that takes, a certain person to be able to do that, a genuine person. You know what I mean?
Right.
It
does. So for all those people who hate me, you can get over it, because guess what?
So I'm Italian, so I'm always rolling my eyes. I'm from Jersey.
Yeah, I'm half Italian. Yes, I'm half Italian. So I get it. So it's like, hey, everybody has shit in their life. I don't care who you are. Maybe you have a different kind than I had, but everybody does. Nobody's perfect. But what we do need to do is come to the table and understand that everybody has a weakness and we should help each other through it. That's the only way we all benefit.
I agree. I swear, I agree completely. That's why I'm so glad, again, to have you on, because you can give insight to maybe the haters and the people that don't understand. I think they have issues within themselves, and they don't have the balls, to go on TV and show their worst, craziest, like everything that, that happens in a family. And every family has dysfunction. Like, I don't know why that's like news to people, but You shouldn't be
Because they spend a lot of time trying to cover it up, don't you think?
Oh yeah, of course. And I know you're from the Midwest, so it's like more like you're shunned if you're, if you're pregnant at a young age and there's a little more judgmental. It is here too. It's everywhere, but so that's got to be hard to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? It takes courage to be a warrior. And there's all different kinds of warriors, just like the women, the suffragettes who stood up for the right to vote. They were persecuted.
Right.
I just believe that no matter who you are or what you stand for, you have to have courage. I think we showed it. And I think today, because of what we did on the show and made history, the world's a better place. I really believe that.
It absolutely is. You guys are a part of that history, of that movement. For instance, like me watching it, I was about the same age as your daughter. And I didn't get pregnant. Like, it really helped me realize, wait a minute, I love my high school boyfriend. I'm not going to have his, when you're young and in love, oh, I want to have his babies. If I would have done that, I would, he became like a junkie loser, and it really did help me. It was like an effective form of birth control for me. Literally. I was like, that's it. I'm being safe. I don't want to deal with these situations. And I appreciate every single person that shared their stories, regardless of which girl it was. Yes.
It just takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of openness that most people cannot tolerate. So I love all the girls on the show. I applaud their families, because believe me, when you see the tears, they're real. And when you see the pain, it's real.
Oh, absolutely. You can tell, it's all authentic, like Amber going to jail and struggling with drug addiction, and just, Janelle and her issues, everybody's issues. We shouldn't judge them. We should get to understand how they got there. It's hard. I understand, I wasn't in the experience, but I can only imagine. That's why, again, I just commend you for being so honest and open, and just, you really stepped up, for your daughter and for your granddaughter, who is beautiful, by the way, and so creative. You're welcome. And you just deserve, to be supported and to be celebrated,
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know if people appreciate, like, what you had to go through with certain circumstances.
Yeah.
And I just hope people do appreciate and respect you, because you deserve it.
And, for the people who say, oh my God, watch my music videos where I'm trying to be creative and we're trying to do a theme or something, and say, oh my God, now we can understand what's wrong with Farrah. I'm like,
oh, please.
Really? Oh, that's a trite and overused cliche.
Say something.
Let's get real. Yeah. Let's get real, people. Let's move on.
Yes.
And guess what? Why don't we say, geez, Debra, it really takes a lot of courage at your age to go and take up singing and to be able to go out and put together all this stuff, right?
Yes.
I mean, and then, I want to be an encouragement to Sophia and support my daughter, and be able to make sure that they feel, I guess, empowerment to go be who they want to be.
Right.
But I think Sophia is gorgeous. I love her to death. I'm just like, she's my mini me, and
your baby goo.
My heart. Yes, my baby goo.
I love that nickname for her. That's so cute.
That was her first word.
Aww.
And she was so precious. She goes, goo, almost like she was singing to me. So
Aww.
It was super good. I got this stupid call coming through. I'm so sorry. We'll just have to wait a minute till it goes away.
That's okay. No problem. I can always just cut this. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Awesome. So anyway, yeah, I just really love the fact that all these girls shared their real story, and we set precedents in the United States for a reduction in teen pregnancy of 30%.
That's incredible.
That then became a movement on a global basis. And who would have thought you'd be in over 100 countries and being seen in all of these countries in places where girls are not celebrated, women don't have rights, and it's really, really severe to get pregnant over there, right?
Oh yeah, it's a different
So,
level.
yeah, and I mean, I was in the jungle of Costa Rica in Mercedes working on my thesis,
Mhm.
and in the middle of the jungle, they knew who I was. I mean, it was
Serious?
just like there are these huts barely held together, but they have satellite dishes on them. And these people were in there watching Teen Mom and watching Teen Mom OG. Can you believe that?
I can't, honestly, that is incredible. See, that's what I'm talking about. The effect, the widespread effect that it has. I don't think people really understand, like just, your
Right.
general people on Instagram or social media or just people. That is
Right.
incredible. That has to feel good knowing you were a part of that and your daughter was a part of that and your granddaughter, everybody.
It was like, somebody pulled off your blinders
Uh-huh.
and you're seeing people in reality and not being ashamed and afraid, but being able to say, oh, this is how you helped our family. And that is like so moving on the inside of you. It's like you can't put it into words.
I can only imagine that has to feel so good, to know
Yeah.
that you're helping young girls, families understand different dynamics. And that's just incredible. Like, I can't say it enough. I think
Yeah.
it's wonderful.
It's amazing. It's just amazing. And it didn't matter the color of your skin. It didn't matter the color of your hair. Does it any of that external crap? None of that mattered. It was human to human, and we understand the human condition. And so that was really, to me, such a profound moment. It was more important than my thesis that I was working on. So I was like, oh my God. And the doctors that were with me were like, wow, Debra, that is, I mean, nobody could even speak. I mean, it was such an emotional experience. It was just, yeah. So I will tell you that MTV has done an amazing job with the show. And it's sad that, viewership has dropped off so profoundly. But I'm hoping that, this next season, doing new things will bring that back into a better place.
Yeah, I hope so, because honestly, I think when your family was not on it any longer, like the ratings drop. Let's just be honest. They brought in no disrespect to the other girls, but they brought in new girls who were not from the beginning, who got, they were like 22 and got pregnant and stuff. And, they brought in so many new random people from like Teen Mom 3 and stuff. And I just thought,
Right.
no wonder the ratings are down, plus
Right.
your
Right.
family was gone and you're the most entertaining and real. And that's why it's true. I'm telling you, once you
Yeah.
guys were gone, it was like, it's not as interesting. I'm just being honest from my perspective. It wasn't as interesting without you guys,
I got a few Instagrams after Bullets and Booze came out, and a few of them were just so, and excuse me, I'm gonna use the swear word because that's what most of these people use, but they said MTV fucked up when they didn't bring you back.
Everybody says that. Literally, everybody will say,
Yeah.
yeah. No, they really did. That was so, and the prejudice on your daughter, we don't have to get into details, but was really just disgusting to see, making people choose what they're want. Like, no, it's just not right. I
Right.
thought you like wrongfully fired or whatever. And, that was kind of like disheartening to see.
But you know what? It made a profound difference when one person stood up, right? And that was
Yes,
my daughter. And one person stood up and had the courage, empowerment to say, to me, that doesn't feel right. To me, I don't like this. And here's why. And I'm going to put my mouth and my money in what I believe. And she did. So I have to almost admire every single minute of that.
absolutely.
And I also have to admire MTV because now they've come full circle and they realized that they had to do some house cleaning. So, I mean, things are hopefully back on track now, and things will be changing for the better, I think, for a lot of people.
I hope so. I really do. I hope so, because this season was kind of boring. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to be
Yeah.
disrespectful to the other girls, but come on, you know what I mean? Okay,
Yeah.
Amber's, going through this and hasn't seen Leah. It's just like it's missing something. So hopefully, like you said, they do some work and make it better. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Yes. And I do commend your daughter for standing up for women's rights and what she believed in and doing what she wanted to do. I think it's kind of like was wrong for them to put her on the spot and film it and edit it the way, like no disrespect to MTV, love MTV, but that was kind of like abusive in a way to do to somebody. And I feel like she was more hurt and that's why she was acting out. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I can her and I understand maybe why she would do or say certain things,
Right. Exactly. You captured it perfecly.
It's true. I mean, I can tell, hurt people, and, so it's just, I miss you on the show, Deb. I feel like you need your own show, because you are an icon in your own right. And now you have a music career, which is really, really awesome to go from that and then go into this full on artistry and creativity that you bring to people and fans to see and sharing your music. It takes a lot. You're welcome. You're more than welcome.
It does take a lot. It takes an awful lot. And, the other thing is it was kind of therapy too, to do music while you're locked down on COVID and you can't get out. And
oh yeah.
And David has been working really hard, trying to help people because he's an infectious disease doctor. So of course it's been really stressful for him having to go into these situations to help people. And then, at the hospital, they don't give you protective gear. You have to buy all of that out of your own pocket.
Oh my gosh.
So, and just think about these doctors and nurses and all of these first responders, right? Yes. They're out there with their lives on the line. And, like David, he had to go buy like his own little space helmet and all of that. Mm-hmm. And that stuff is like a couple of grand just for part of the outfit. I mean, it's like really important that he went out and tried to take care of people. So I just believe that, music helped me through a lot of this, and I'm just glad to share my music, and I hope it helps other people too.
I know it does. It has to. People can definitely relate to it. I love Side Hustle. The music video, the concepts are incredible. I know that David, your husband, is an infectious disease doctor. So I was going to ask you, how does he feel about your music career? Is he supportive? I'm sure he is, but just from your perspective, how does he feel about it?
Well, I couldn't do anything without him. He's just been incredible. I can't even say enough about him. He's been the only man in my life besides my dad, I guess, that believes in me and has supported me 1,000%, both, I guess, from a creative perspective and just being like my biggest cheerleader in the world, I think. And I think I do that for him too. So it's a good balance because he loves to brew beer. He loves to make wine. He's an incredible cook. So I guess we're both creatives, but we're also both very analytical and, have all these degrees. And that's another thing that a lot of people don't understand. They call me a drunkard and drug addict.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Please.
Pretty much ignorant. Well, you're not ignorant if you have 4 degrees, and David's got a PhD and an MD. So, I guess the thing is, anybody at home, if you have a dream or a vision for your life, somebody in your family may not believe in you, but just go a little step at a time and be brave and try to go be who you are, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I encourage people to do that. And if your family don't support you, then hey, find some friends who will. Find some like-minded people and like go forward, right?
Absolutely. I agree. I'm so happy to see you happy with a guy. And I know you said that he's helped you with stuff like healing past trauma that you've went through.
Oh, totally.
And
Yeah.
I thought that was like an incredible thing. I have a partner that has done that for me. So I understand like that just supported me through everything. And I just think that's incredible. And I'm so happy for you and happy for you, both of you.
You know, it's amazing when you can come home and feel safe.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's so important to have someone you can feel safe with and be yourself and, just let it all out there. And they know that your family dynamic and they accept you and love you. Like that is so amazing. So I'm so happy you have that. Seriously.
Thank you. I didn't think I would ever find it, but praise God,
God
it
is
happened.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, my other marriage was so incredibly hurtful and abusive. It was just horrible. I never felt safe. I never knew where things were coming from. And I was always getting like A bombs dropped on me left and right. It was just bad.
That's horrible. That's
Yeah.
awful. Like, and it
Yeah.
tears you down. It makes you question yourself because if there's like abuse, like emotional love bombing and gaslighting, and it breaks a woman down. It could break a
Yep.
woman, but now you
Yep.
have the love of your life
I do.
and you're being healed. I just love that statement that you made, and I related to it, so I wanted to bring that up because I think it's incredible.
And I think it's good that you talk about that too, because so many women are afraid to even say that they don't feel safe when they go home or the relationship is abusive.
Right.
It doesn't have to be physical abuse, it could be mental abuse. That
Yeah,
is still domestic violence.
I agree.
And somebody just like wielding financial power over you, that's domestic violence. I mean, so it's just really, really important that I believe this is a common problem. I don't think you or I are the only two people going through that kind of thing. So I would just say if you have a relationship and you're not happy and you're being abused, I mean, it's a good thing to get the hell out of it. It's hard. It's hard in the emotional trauma and all of that. Yeah,
The
it took me,
unknown.
yeah, the unknown fear factor is really crippling.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. I've been there, when I was in relationships and that were way over expiration dates, but I was and they were abusive emotionally,
Mhm.
physically in some, and I would just stay until I just couldn't take it anymore. And I had to rebuild myself. And I'm a firm believer in therapy to help you
Mhm.
heal. I do it every Monday. And it's just made me a better person and understand,
Awesome.
yeah, like I know you're a firm believer in therapy and you've been a part of it.
Mhm.
I know it's helped you and help you heal. And you have Dr. David, who seems incredible, and that he seems like an amazing cook from your YouTube videos and stuff. I was like salivating watching your guys' cooking. I'm like, I need that.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is it put like 15 pounds on me, but
You can work
it's
that off, Deb. Your body is incredible. You look phenomenal.
thank
Okay.
you. Thank you very much. But
You're
I
welcome.
tell you, it's a blessing when you finally find the right person.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you could see, like, just when you talk about him, it like brights up your face. You like exude happiness. So I'm just so happy for you. And it's important we talk about that for young girls or older women, any
Mhm.
age, so they know they can leave. I know the unknown is scary, and maybe you don't have a place to go, or maybe he's the one paying
Right.
for everything, right? There's all different.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And believe me, I went down that road too. I mean,
Oh,
and then I was so, I guess, gaslighted and just made to feel like I was the problem when it was quite, the other situation. And I got to commend Dr. Ish. He saw right through all of Michael's stuff.
he did.
And he just was so adamant about the bullshit and his arrogance of trying to lie on a lie detector test. But Michael always called himself the chameleon. And he always has been. And he was always proud of that. And, it's horrible when you have to find out that the person you're married to has cheated on you so much and done all of these things. But you know what? Nobody deserves that. Nobody. I don't care who you are. If you're in a relationship and somebody's cheating on you, they're gaslighting you, they're doing all these things to you, and you finally figure it out, because sometimes it takes a bit to catch on, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I get it. And it's not that you're stupid, it's just that you've been in love and you're just trying to overlook things. I get it. But at some point you got to say, I'm worth it. I'm valuable.
Absolutely.
And so my album that's coming out December 3rd, called Rebel, Rebel. Rebel is all about overcoming whatever that nastiness is in your relationships. It's 5 songs of pure therapy. And you start out with a heartbreak, and then at the very end, the going off is like, woohoo, I made it to the other side and I'm out of here, right?
That's
So,
amazing. I can't wait to hear it. I'm so excited to hear it. So you have like a storyline for it, like each song, like the heartbreak, and then you migrate to when you get to the end of the line, which is happiness and a happy, healthy relationship.
Yep, exactly. And the most important relationship you have is with yourself, right?
That's right. I can't stress that more than anything. Like women, guys, whoever's listening, you have to like love yourself and take that time before you go trying to fill a void with other relationships that, people that don't deserve you, quite frankly.
Right. Exactly. Well said.
Thank you. Yeah, no, you got to watch out for the chameleons, people that say that, because they can put on different faces in front of different people and make it look like they're like good people when they're not,
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it takes a strong woman to go through everything you've went through and everything I've went through, and I'm sure millions of others. So we're here.
We're here. And you know what, Samantha, if more women would talk bravely and openly about it and just put out there what they've been through, I think it would make so much empowerment. I don't care if it's LGBTQ, I don't care if it's female, I don't care, but whoever has gone through any of this, they need to talk about it, so that then they know that there's other people there and they feel, okay, I can heal from this. I'm not the only one. And it may be hard financially, it may be hard spiritually, it may be hard on all kinds of different levels.
Yeah.
But at some point, if you don't believe in yourself, who will?
That's right. That's right. You have to be your biggest cheerleader and your biggest supporter.
Mm-hmm.
Life is hard and it's too short for the nonsense and the negativity. You need to like rid the negativity. I think it's important,
Yep. Find your troop or your tribe and go with it.
That's
mean,
right.
If you're in the right tribe, everybody's gonna like support you and you're gonna move forward.
That's right.
Yep.
That's a really good way of putting it. And I appreciate you being honest about, your past relationships and everything that we've talked about.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I guess let's talk about your music a bit, some positivity. So you started out with DEBZ OG was your first song, right?
Right.
I love it. It's a bop. It's dope. It's amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was so cool. And you just keep putting out music. Side Hustle, so good. White Woman's Rap was incredible. And I love that you did it in Iowa and stayed close to your roots. I really thought that was cool. And, you used the dancers and stuff. It's just really cool to see you in this journey. And I'm just wondering how it's been for you.
It's been really an eye opener, because I've got to meet people I never thought. I mean, who would have thought I'd be working with 3 different Grammy award winning people?
Seriously.
Seriously. And one of them is, I can't mention names. Even one of them is an iconic rocker. I mean,
oh my
from
goodness.
an amazing group. And to be touched by these people, who bring all this to the table, who've been to these huge concerts and had massive followings, and to be able to work with these people, That particular person worked on Grandma's Love with Me and Tonight. So you'll hear more of a mellower rock sound to that music. But the other songs that I've worked on with, especially on this album that's coming out, there's 3 Grammys that have been won by the people who helped me put this together.
Oh my
Either
gosh.
through engineering of music and sound, or with lyrics or whatever. But yeah, and these are people that if you would hear their name, you probably might not recognize their names, but if you hear the shows they've been attached to or the things that have gone viral and global, you go, oh yeah, you know.
You would know who it, right? That's
No problem at all knowing.
I know, I'm so
Yeah.
intrigued by this like rocker. I love rock music. I'm like a big Doors,
Mhm.
Led Zeppelin fan. Like I'm like the old school rock. So that's amazing. That you're working
So
with.
think of music like Foreigner and
Oh,
Journey and Foreigner and that kind of vibe. So one of those people was a legendary who worked with me on a couple of those songs. So I'm just like, to actually grow up listening to this music and having it inspire you, and then you get to work with one of these people, it's like, hold the phone, this is like, oh my God, I gotta breathe.
that's incredible. Is this reality? Like that's so
Yeah,
awesome. I'm so
exactly.
happy for you. Like seriously, I can
Yeah,
feel your happiness. That's incredible. I couldn't
that
imagine.
was so inspiring, and
You're right.
the sound engineering on this new album that's coming out, my first album ever. This person who does the sound engineering, his name is Zach, and he won a Grammy this year for
Holy,
sound engineering. And Zach Zurich works with all the A-lister rappers and whatnot. So when people are like going, oh, this is not good, what's about the auto tune, and you're just like, well, first of all, are you a music mogul? I mean, have you created anything?
they have no
Whatever.
idea what it takes to be in a studio. They don't even know the process. Of course, things are
Right.
going to be mixed. That you have, like people just don't know. They're just ignorant.
Well, and then, like I love The Weeknd and I love Cardi B and I mean, Nicki Minaj. So those are like some of my icons, and Sam Smith, right?
Uh-huh.
And so The Weeknd comes back and he's got, he uses reverb and he uses some of these techniques, right?
Oh yeah.
So they go and they start applying these techniques to me because I like his sound. Well, on me, they don't sound exactly the same as they do on him, as you would expect, right?
Right.
So we have to do some of the reverbs and some of the things in a little bit different way. However, I still like the sound and I still like the artistic flair of it. But hey, I get that I'm not for everybody, and that's cool.
That's fine. You don't
Yeah.
have to be
I mean, I
everyone's.
don't like every artist out there and every song produced, but I will tell you, I love anything from opera to country western to pop to, I don't know,
Rap.
Caribbean. Yeah, rap. I love rap. And I love rap because rap tells a story. And that is so cool.
Absolutely. I don't know if did you ever listen to Easy E or NWA or Biggie,
Oh,
Tupac?
just absolutely. And so inspiring. And you sit there and you think to yourself, I know people don't think that this is art. And I know that there are people out there that are bigots, right? Who think it's crap. But let
Right.
me tell you something. When you take vocal lessons and you start rapping and you've got to like da 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 da, and you got to do all of that, that is no easy task.
It is not. Rapping's probably one of the hardest forms of music. You know what I mean? Because everything, the rhyming, the rhythm, the wording. So I commend I love hip hop. I always will. And I just commend every artist that can do it and do it
Yeah.
successfully or not,
Yep. It's
just,
very, very clever and extremely talented.
oh yeah, we got to give people credit where credit's due, and
Mhm.
shed light on that. So yeah, I was going to ask you about some of your inspirations as far as music and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, all of those folks you've named off, I mean, they're iconic. They're
Oh, yeah.
incredible. Yeah, no joke. And to sit and listen to them and then try to, you know, mimic a lot of what they do. Like some of Cardi B's music, I can sit and practice and practice and practice that. But the techniques that these artists use to get to be able to do some of these things, that's what my vocal teacher helps me with. And so I've been learning a lot of new techniques on specifically how to go higher without straining your vocal cords and actually use less energy instead of more. Just a lot of stuff that opera singers use that you can use for hip hop and rap that people would never put together. It's just like, so it's really scientific. I love it.
Yeah, people have no idea how much, like, you put your all into it. You get the vocal lessons, you have people teach you, like, you'll listen, you're a good listener, you're a good learner, and you can see that in your development in your music career. You can, like, each song just gets better and better. The rhymes get better, the sound gets better, you're like more comfortable.
Mhm.
Like a side hustle sticks out to me. I love the way you're like, it's your favorite blonde girl, like the way that I love it. I love it. I'm just a huge supporter of yours, and I
Thank you.
love, love, love seeing your journey.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's people like you that inspire me, and
Oh,
I really love my fans. I cannot stress that enough, and I really appreciate my fans.
yeah, no, they it must be amazing to have a following of people, of like-minded people who can appreciate
Mhm.
the hard work that you're putting in to put out into the world for others to heal and listen with you and experience your experiences.
It is. It's amazing, and I just feel so humbled by it because that's a gift, and it's a gift that no money can buy. It's just human to human. It's an experience that I wish everybody could have. It's very good.
Right. And you are blessed to have it, and you put in hard
Mhm.
work, and you deserve to be heard. You know what I mean? In all ways. And
Thank you.
you're welcome. I really appreciate everything you do, Deb. Seriously.
Thank you very much. That means a lot to me.
You're welcome, girl. You're welcome. You're killing it. I can't wait for your new album. I'm excited.
Well, December the 3rd, it will be out and it'll be available on all major platforms. You can stream it, you can download it. So it'll be fun. And then I've got some cool bottle stoppers that are my actual lips that we molded and then we made bottle stoppers out of them. So I'm going to try to have them available so that people, it's promoting. So I'm a rebel because I'm promoting love and I'm promoting understanding and empowerment
Mhm.
of people. So I want my lips to connotate that love and that moment. And people can share the bottle stoppers. They can give them as gifts. They can celebrate and remember that we need to be kind to each other, to
That's
be a rebel.
yes, a rebel with a cause, baby.
There you go.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
We need to get some, like, Deb's OG merch,
There you go.
like
I've
some
been
cool
thinking, I've
shirts,
been thinking long and hard about that. So Brandon Gomes has got his new album out, Chop Shop, and he's like a huge inspiration, huge friend. And I ordered some of his merchandise and I'm like, oh my God, I love this. So I got one of his hoodies and I got one of his hats. And I'm like, yeah, this is really cool stuff. So I know I need to come up with something. I just haven't really decided what my fans might like the best. So if anybody's got feedback, have them let me know what kind of merchandise they might love.
I have some ideas for you. I'll message you that I think would be cool, like tie-dye shirts or bucket hats, like Deb's OG on them, or like
Oh, yeah, that's
sayings,
cool.
like we've been kicked out of much better places than this. Like, I don't know. I'm very creative like that. I like to think of, merch ideas and stuff like that. So I'll share some with you. And if you're interested with them, you can, make it. I think people would buy it, and appreciate it. It'd be
Yeah.
cool to do with some merch.
Yeah, and I like stuff that's a little different that people can like have fun with and be quirky with. I just don't want to put out the same old thing that,
Right.
like t-shirts. Okay, everybody can wear a t-shirt, but t-shirts get kind of boring.
I agree. It's like everybody has t-shirt merch, right?
Yeah, right.
There's
Exactly.
got to be something different to it, that.
Yeah. Usable, practical. I like that, but
Yes,
different. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, that'd be cool. So maybe in the future we'll get some Deb's OG merch, and that would be awesome.
That'd be awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Is there anything else we need to cover?
No, I like I said, I wanted to do like kind of free form with you. Like, I think we had a wonderful discussion. I think we covered everything I wanted. We talked about your MTV career, your music career, just some self improvement and self journey and reflecting. So I think that we covered everything, and I really, really appreciate you giving me your time to do this.
No problem. Samantha, I really appreciate how much time and energy you've put into it. And thank you for being amazing and professional. And, it sounds like you're on a great journey yourself. And I commend you for being courageous and taking charge of it,
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. You have a great day.
You too, Deb.
Happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays and all of that. Okay.
Yes. Same to you and your family. I wish you the best. And I'm watching what you're doing next, girl.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we'll have some big stuff to report soon.
We'll be looking out for it. I'm going to put all of your socials and stuff in the description, and I'll let you know when this is going up and stuff. You can review it.
Perfect.
Thank you. Have a wonderful, blessed day.
Thanks. You too. Take care now.
Thanks, honey.
Bye.
Bye.